Hi, my name is Raim Soud. Today I am going to show you the way you can implement the UDP hole punching technique. Here on GNS3 you can see the topology which is being used. Three crowds are created to represent the three virtual machines, a server and two clients. The two routers were created to create NAT overload, which can change every private IP address to a public IP address. Let's take a look at the router. In both fast Ethernets, the NAT is created. Also, NAT is created here, and it's created over fast Ethernet 00, which was set to overload. The same configuration is repeated over on router 2. VMware you can see the server. The server is using port 3540 as the listening port. Underneath you can see the UDP socket which is being created. The server will display listening and the port number once it is executed. Over here, the server is creating data about the IP and ports from the two clients, and it displays connection obtained from the client which is connected to it. As this line states, there can only be two clients. In these four lines over here, the server is sharing the IP and port of both clients. Over here, the server is sending the client details to the opposite client. Now I will execute the server and it will display the following. This is client A. Client A has the IP address of the server, as seen here, so he can send a hello packet to the server. If the packet is not sent successfully, it displays that the socket has been failed to create. Over here, client A is storing information such as IP addresses and port about the other peer which has been received from the server. Over here, client A is attempting to communicate with the other peer and splitting the IP addresses and the port. Bracket 0 is the IP address and bracket 1 is the port, as the port is an integer. The final bit is client A sending 50 packets to the other peer. I execute, and as you can see here, the server, if we go on the server, he has stored the data from client A. Now on to client B. Like client A, it has the IP address of the server, but with a difference, it also has the IP address of itself. It is also creating a UDP socket, and it is also sending a hello packet to the server. Client B can also communicate to the other client by splitting the IP address and the port from the colon. At the end, it receives the data, which is this part, from the other client. I execute client B now. We go onto the server, and as we can see, the server has stored the client B's details. We go on to client A now, and as you can see, client A is sending his 50 packets. As we go on to client B, we can see that he can receive now the messages which were sent from client A, which will display, "Hi, this is client A." This is basically UDP hole punching. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I gave you a good description of what is UDP hole punching and how you can implement it. Thanks and goodbye.